hope you've been having a wonderful, wonderful week. Even if not, that's okay too, little bunny. Good weeks, bad weeks, bland weeks, crazy emotional weeks. It's all good. It's all part of life, isn't it? Wouldn't it be boring if it was all the same all the time? That's actually the theme a little bit. The theme of routine. But little bunny, that sounds so boring, right? You don't want to listen to me tell you about routines all the time, do you? Well, check it out. I'm responding to a little whisper one of your fellow bunnies sent me. You can whisper me anything, little bunny. At the website lindy.garden/whisper. There's a box and you can type in anything you want. And as long as it doesn't glitch, which I don't think it has done yet, but there's a 99% chance it will reach me. So to read, I don't want to read anything the bunny wouldn't want me to say. It's all very prim and proper. But the question is, let me do a good job reading this. So this is now one of your fellow bunnies. I would love to hear more about how you work through your goals, how you organize your life, how you are productive, and what motivates you. Does that make sense? Says the bunny. Like encouragement while being productive, etc., etc. Well, little bunny, I love being here with this. I'm talking to you, little bunny. I love being here with you while you do other stuff. I think that's awesome. That's so awesome. You want to help me join you being productive? I've been doing that a lot. Having you be keeping me productive. I've been hanging out, just quietly having the Discord open while I do some long work days. I'm just feeling your presence is nice. Oh yeah, locked section of the garden. Ages 18 to 800 only. The locked audio this week is a spicy one, little bunny. I would say it's pretty good. I don't think it's the best spicy audio ever, but it's good. It's solid. It's called Protecting Your Body, little bunny. It's about helping you surrender and release, lowering your guard intimately with someone whom you trust and whom will protect you. So that's can be found at patreon.com/Lindy's Garden, or you can go, better yet, go to lindy.garden/list, and it has links to all the stuff all over the place. So, motivation, little bunny. Do you struggle with motivation? Do you struggle with, you want to get things done? You want to get things done, but God, you just can't figure out how to do it. And your dreams just pass you by, flitter away. You ever deal with that, little bunny? And you may look at me, you may look at the garden, all the goings on we've got. And you say, wow, Daddy, you're so motivated. How do you get all this stuff done? Well, little bunny, I think there's one thing I do that is by far the most important. It's becoming quite rare these days in the world, and it gets much more rare the older you get. It's funny. People who are like young kids and all through school age are pretty good at this. And in adulthood, we get worse at this. What is it, little bunny? What is the thing, the magic thing that keeps me so productive and will help you be productive. It is Little Bunny. Show up. Just show up. When a friend invites you out to their birthday at a bar, and you're like, maybe I'll go, but I just want to stay in. No. Show up. When you have booked a workout, show up. When you have set up a coffee date with someone, whether a date or just like a catching up or getting to network or whatever you want. And there's the temptation to say, to just text and say, I'm busy, let's rain check, let's do another time, No. Show up. And when someone you love is in need, Little Bunny, show up. You don't want people to take advantage of you, right? So you do have to be smart. There's all kinds of fine print. There's fine print all over the place, Little Bunny, okay? Don't show up if this, don't show up if that, right? You get it. Be smart. Protect yourself. You don't really owe anyone anything, do you, Little Bunny? But show up. I show up for you, Little Bunny. Oh boy, do I show up. It's past midnight and I have all sorts of things that I am trying to get done. And that's okay. I like being here with you. That makes it easy. But I could say, sorry, Bunny. I wasn't able to record tonight because I had this to get done, had that to get done. So sorry, but we're going to skip this week. No, Little Bunny. Go look at the release history of all our little podcast hangouts. You will see week after 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 week of never missing a chance to show up for you. I will always, always show up for you, Little Bunny. And you may say, Daddy, how does this turn into productivity? The answer is, Little Bunny, if you can just decide to be someone who shows up, then all you have to do is promise to be somewhere. I promise to be here for you and with you every Friday until we replace this with something cooler, with also a weekly release schedule. I promise that, and I show up. And once you do that, Little Bunny, once you're someone who shows up and you make reasonable promises, you don't want to get in some kind of shitty situation where you promise unachievable things. But making reasonable promises, the magic is that motivation that you're wondering where I have, Little Bunny. I am a motivated person, but that does not make a difference in the equation of promise and show up. Motivation is no longer in that formula. I suspect, Little Bunny, if you're trying to be productive at some things, let's say especially things that are hard to be productive, so it can be easier to get work done because you have someone who's going to fire you and screw up your life if you don't do the thing. But there's all kinds of things that I know you want to get done, little bunny, that you're just having a hard time getting them done. And you know what they are. You know what they are. I suspect that you're stuck. Oh, you hear my stomach growling. Oh, we got to do beverage soon. I have it over here. We'll do it. Let me finish my thought. What was my thought? I suspect, little bunny, that the thing that you want to be productive and it's just not happening. I suspect you're waiting for motivation to come. And you say, I'll work on it when I feel motivated. I got to wait for that inspiration to strike. Professional writers do not believe in writer's block. Did you know that? The concept of writer's block is an amateur concept. And professional writers, of which I'm not really a professional writer, I'm more in the amateur writer category. Professional writers just sit down and start writing. And they give themselves permission to write bad stuff. All right? Be kind to yourself. They know they'll go back and they'll revise. Or they'll just write for the sake of writing. And you know what happens is that once you get the water flowing, the good stuff does start to come out onto the page. So whatever it is that you are trying to get done, little bunny, or you're trying to be productive, are you just waiting for inspiration to strike? Anything you want to get done, even if you're not creating something, if you've been trying to, if you have some kind of movement goals, you want to move your body in a certain way, a certain amount, and you're having trouble with motivation, don't rely on the motivation, little bunny. Pick a time, pick a day, and just be someone who shows up. I mentioned routine. That makes it really easy to not have to continually promise things. So I've already set the promise of Friday's podcast time. I don't have to re-promise that every week. Make the promise once. And then boom, it's in the routine. I like weekly routines and daily routines. Anything beyond that, I feel like doesn't really count as a routine. Daily routines and weekly routines. And then just show up, little bunny. Just show up. Okay, I'm off the clock. Let's drink this beverage. This is one of these. It's not a homemade soda, but it's a home mixed seltzer. It's a little bit fizzy too. I don't think you can hear the fizzes. I hope that was useful. I don't know. Oh, I'm trying to get out of the habit of saying I don't know. Oh, I'm always getting better, little bunny. Did you know that? You think this time is always just for you. It's part of the fun for me, little bunny, is to get better and better and better. And just being me. Just being me. Is that a skill? Is it a skill to be you, little bunny? Are you good at being you? You want a fun ego boost? You are the best person in the world at being you. That's a good one for a motivational quote picture. You are the best at the world. Wait. You are the best in the world at being you. So there you go, little bunny. You're the expert. You're the best there is at being you. So I'm always working on being a better me. Little things I'm working on. You want to know things I'm working on? Not saying, I don't know. It's going to be a while before I can fully kick that habit. I'm also trying really hard to kick the word like out of my vocabulary. It's crazy. You go back and see videos of the 1970s, 1980s, or before, and everyone just sounds so poised and thoughtful and well-spoken. And then just as though it's an infestation, the word like comes and infects everything and everyone. And we are all vulnerable to it because it is just a useful, lazy word. It's the laziest word in the world, little bunny. I'll tell you why it's lazy. It's lazy because you don't have to be precise. What does the word like mean? It means similar to. So I could say, what's an example? Shit. What's an example, little bunny? I am off the clock, little bunny. I'm off the clock. I'm not responsible for any nonsense. Oh, little bunny. I love you. I love you. I love you. I don't like love you. I love you. It's so, it commits to what you're trying to say, right? When you say like, you're not really committing to what you say. I want to commit to what I say. And I want to make sure that what I say is worth committing to. That's the challenge, right? There's ample people in the world. These are your scammy life coach people. Not to say that life coaching is inherently scammy, but you better believe that there's lots of scammy life coach people. And these people are so good at saying things with certainty and drive. They stick to their words. But the words are not necessarily worth sticking to, committing to, whatever the word is that I used, the phrase I used. So I want to be very deliberate with what I say. I want to be very confident with what I say. And I think what I say has to deserve that. Would you agree? If I'm going to deliver an idea confidently, and if I'm going to stick to my words, which I would aspire to, there's a high bar that I have to hold for myself to make sure that what comes out of my mouth makes sense, is based in reality as much as possible. Even if we're being playful and imagining things, there's a reality to that too, right? The best fictional worlds out there in fiction have this consistency to them, to where you really feel the world is real. You have a fiction world that you like, little bunny, that just feels so real. It doesn't feel like someone's writing it. It feels, oh fuck, I said it. It doesn't feel as though someone's writing it. It feels as though you're peering into an existing world. You're looking through a window. You're not like looking through a window. You're like looking through a window. You're looking through a window. It feels bold to not use the word like. It feels like bold. No, that doesn't work. That doesn't work. It feels like bold. No, it feels bold to not use the word like. What else am I trying to work on? Tall vowels. Did you know that? Were you ever in a choir, little bunny? I was in a choir for my last year of high school. I started to do a lot of music in the tail end of high school. It's basically pre-majoring in music. And something that is good practice in singing is tall vowels. What is tall? Well, this is wide. Wide vowels are not hot, but tall vowels are way hot, little bunny, right? Not hot. Hot, right? Tall vowels. I don't really even know what that literally means. What is literally changing in the tongue? I think it's just the tongue. Other things I'm working on, little bunny, is to catch myself when I try to rush through something. It happens sometimes. And you'll hear me say, slow down, Daddy. I've been doing that for a while, and it helps. Catch me when I get too excited. That's also part of being the best version of me, right? Is to be so sturdy. I aspire to be so sturdy, little bunny. I paid my dues in the time of mental instability. Done that. Now I'm in the rock solid era. I'm ready to be a rock, little bunny. You can come lie on the rock. More like a tree, actually. I'm more of a tree than a rock. You can come curl up under the tree. Lie in the shade. Give me a hug. I have a friend, and I was demonstrating to her two different kinds of hugs. And I've come to give one of these hugs more often. I still give both. But the first hug is when the person you're hugging is empathizing with you and is matching your emotion and experiencing what you're experiencing, right? It's like the hug is a mirror. That's hug A. And then hug B is where the person you're hugging, the person you're hugging is the sturdy one of the two, is sturdier than you, the person who's, I guess, giving the hug, right? Imagine it's me, little bunny. Imagine you're hugging me. In hug type 2, I would not empathize with you. Interestingly enough, I would be completely unaffected by your emotions. And surprisingly, to some people, this is often the better hug. Because you, little bunny, can come at me with anything. And I'll be sturdy. And I'll hold you back. Calmly, confidently, unshaken by anything you could ever throw at me. And that's why in Hug B, it's also a pretty rigid hug. Not stiff, but it's I want to say it's like a seatbelt, but I can't say like. How do we say that? It's as though you're being held by a seatbelt. You say, Daddy, you're just swapping the word as though for like. It's a start, little bunny. It's a start. And so it turns out my friend predicted hug A would be a lot better. And she's thinking, of course, I want you to empathize me in this hug and experience what I'm experiencing together. And so I said, okay, let's do hug A and let's do hug B. She's going through a bit of a tough period right now where she could use some hugs for sure. So I gave her hug A, where I open my heart and match what she's dealing with and experience it with her. And then hug B, where I'm a tree, and hug B is better. So what I am telling you, little bunny, is that surprisingly I'm more of a tree. I've never felt a strong affinity for trees until Lindy era. Sturdy, so things I aspire to be. Sturdy. I think reliable is the wrong term. It sounds so boring, right? Who wants the reliable guy, right? How about the guy who always shows up? I like that. Sturdy, always shows up. What else am I working on? So not rushing through tall vowels, not saying like. Oh, I have to learn so much about camera now. How to be good and engaging and hot and me on camera. It's a whole new skill set. I gotta catch up. What else, little bunny? Oh, the door has been ordered. So you're surely sick of hearing me say, oh, I can't wait to get this studio walled off. We're going to have our own little walled off studio. It had to get approved by so many different people and by the city and all these crazy things. But now we have the special sliding soundproof acoustic door has been ordered. It'll take some time for it to get made. But we are getting to it, little bunny. We're getting to it. We're going to have our own little garden studio. I say this right now because the refrigerator in the next room is intruding on us, little bunny. I have some bunnies on my shelf. There's a chocolate bunny. There's a little garden gnome bunny. We gotta get some more bunnies in here. Mm. What else am I aspiring to? Just in terms of things to get better at, in the same way that we practice a musical instrument. Long term, as I mentioned, making sure that everything that comes out of my mouth is valuable. That's a good way to put it, right? Make sure that everything that comes out of my mouth is valuable. High standards, little bunny. I like high standards. As much as I truly love my dad, he did not like high standards. And he was not necessarily an admirable person. Wasn't someone that you aspire to be, although he was very wise and was very good for other people and good to other people. Well, that's admirable in its own way, for sure. But as far as just his daily lifestyle, not super admirable. He had kind of low standards for himself. I'll be respectful for him and not share the embarrassing ways he has low standards for himself or had. But I like having high standards for myself, little bunny. It's tricky. You got to be careful with holding yourself to a high standard because you don't want to dip into any kind of self-hate. It has to come from a place of pride. If you hold yourself to a high standard, it's because of a pride, not because you're going to hate yourself if you don't achieve something. It's more like, oh, fuck. I almost said like again. I was going to say it's more like a game. Here's why I don't want to use the word like. Let's rewind. What did I say? I said, basically, you don't want high standards to be self-hate. You want it to be a game instead of like a game. This is making sense? I don't think this is making sense, little bunny. I think I need to aspire to make more sense. I love you, little bunny. I love you, I love you, I love you. Oh my God, little bunny. Wow, you're still here. Little bunny is still here despite it all. I love you, little bunny. I like holding myself to a high standard for you. It's a game. Doesn't that sound so much more confident than it's like a game? It's a game. I'm telling you how it is. I'm not telling you an approximation of how it is. I'm telling you how it is. That's really the reason that I don't like the word like, is that you could say approximately. So if I swapped out the word like for the word approximately, if I were to say, holding yourself to a high standard from a place of pride is approximately a game. Right? Holding yourself to a high standard from a place of pride is a game. Now I'm a tree that you can come trust to give you shelter from the rain and shade from the sun. Now I'm someone who can give you a type B hug where you can bring me anything. You can be any way you are, any emotional state. And I'll just be here. And I've got you. No matter what emotional state you're in, little bunny. No matter what crisis even. I've got you. You will never scare me away. You will never lose my love. You will never lose my commitment. I will always be here for you, little bunny. I promise. This is among all the promises that I make, that is one of the easiest promises that I've ever made. And I'll be here for you forever. That's such an easy promise. That's so easy to follow through on. It's incredibly easy. You are so easy, little bunny. You are easy. You are easy. You are fun. You are not any kind of sacrifice at all at any time. I guess except when I have to fiddle with audio files and fiddle with video exports. In that sense, I'm sacrificing some of my happiness. But the actual being here with you is fantastic 100% of the time. What a great way to spend time. Just spend it with you. You're a lot of fun, you know that, little bunny. You really are. You really are fun. Yes, you, little bunny. Yes, really, you, little bunny. You say, who, daddy? I say, you, little bunny. Little bunny, little bunny, little bunny. Pow, pow. Little bunny, pow, pow. Little bunny. Oh gosh, I should get to bed, shouldn't I? I'm so happy, little bunny, and proud of myself that I'm in a place in my life where the worst part of the day is having to say goodbye to it. Thank you, little bunny, for making my days so hard to say goodbye to. And I can't wait to wake up tomorrow. I feel an impatience with the act of sleeping. I feel impatient with it. All right. You'll hear from me in just a moment, having completed sleep. I'll be right back. I love you. Good morning, little bunny. I slept very well. Thank you for asking. It took me a while to fall asleep, but then I was out and I'm well rested. So you do the same, little bunny. Not go to sleep late, but get well rested. Okay. I'm a bad example this morning. I wrote a poem for you. What is this honking? Stop honking. I'm trying to read my bunny up poem. Your poem that was written just for you minutes ago goes like this. To be productive, use this skill. This skill we lose as we grow up. The skill that makes motivation not matter. The skill to just show up. Have a great, great week, little bunny. I Can't wait to be here for you multiple times until next Friday, and then again next Friday. Take care. I love you. I love you. I love you.